Alright guys, so we're back and let's just try to get these to move in the Y direction as well. So currently they have randomized starting positions, randomized speed, but the speed is just in the X direction, and they can have positive or negative speed. So let's do the Y direction. So this is the X direction speed. So let's just add another one for the Y direction, and it immediately freaks out. Hang on, we need to change the cell attributes count. Yeah, we could do this more dynamically, I guess. But yeah, right, so that's better. And so we need to set the velocity y, which is not a variable yet. Velocity y, there we go. And yeah, there we go. And yeah, so we've this is a bit of a problem because we've been using the set rotation style left right, but now that's not possible. So the way we do the directions, they won't work anymore. So we need to scrap those, and we need to work out a new way. Alright, but we'll manage. So let's scrap this as well. And so in this case we're adding on the velocity. Could we just change y and change x for now, and there we go. I think this is just temporary, but let's see. And this, we did this to, why did we do this? We changed the so this is this the X value? Yes, this is the X value. We changed the X value. So this still goes, but we need to do this for the Y value. Plus velocity Y. Alright. I am absolutely not sure that this will work. Nope. Let's look at the list. Alright, well, alright, there we go. So they're all heading down. No? Alright. So these values are small, and the X value is getting And the y value is getting really large. This is negative, and this is, so they're very negative. Alright, so why is that? Well, there's nothing wrong, I guess. Let's just do it slower so we can see what's going on, alright? Let's first of all just see where they spawn. They spawn down there. Alright, hang on. Alright, so this part ain't working yet, and of course we don't have a Y padding, but it should still work. Alright. Alright, let's just... It makes no sense that they all start over there. Because right, let's just remove this for now. Right, so what have we done wrong? So this should, we should have a lot of, they should all start at different points, right? So let's not check boundaries either. All right, so let's wait 0.2 seconds. So they're not moving now, so they're all in one spot. And if we check their X and Y coordinates, hang on. Yeah, so this would work if we at the first pass yeah, that's the problem. They need to go to their X and Y positions before we move them. Otherwise, they're just, yeah. So we could do, hang on. Something is completely wrong. Let's go back to where we were. Wish we could go back even further. Okay, so this is a mess. Let's see what we did to mess it up. Right, so we added this one, added this one, we removed this one. Right, and we need to stamp them. So, all right, so we have these are nice values, and we're only getting them to go hang on. Yeah. Yeah, now we need to put that back to 3. No. We did something silly, I think. Yeah, of course, we need this. No, yeah, there we go. Right. So we're back. At least we're back. So it goes to X and Y, which is fine. It should go to X plus velocity X, but for now it's just updating the last frame. So was this all we were missing? This one? Of course. Something really silly. Let's go back and try again. So let's set velocity Y to item 4 of cells, and we need to replace this one. Let's see if yeah, we need this one as well. There we go. Alright, so let's remove this delay. Let's hide the list. There we go. We've got vertical movement. They're all getting stuck, of course. But they're also getting stuck over there, which is they're not supposed to do. We fixed that last time. So I haven't got to finish study why that's happening. Oh yeah, I know why. We're not checking boundaries. There we go. So they're only getting stuck at the top. Right, so there's one issue. They're all pointing to the right. They're not supposed to be pointing to the right, so we should actually turn them. But that's not a priority, I think. For now, let's move the eyes to the middle. And oh, what's this? Where's the? Yeah, there we go. And the eye. There we go. So they're all moving where they're supposed to be. Yeah, we'll fix this later. All right. So we can, I guess, do this. Yeah. So then now, I have no idea if this is necessary. Remove if slow. So let's just remember that we have this unnecessary code. Well, it's not unnecessary. It's we could even like do. We can do the X and Y, but we don't need it at all. I think, to be honest. Yeah. Let's just implement it straight away, like we had before. All right, there we go. All right, so let's do the boundary check for the y-axis. So this should all work, and we need to do all of this for the y-axis as well. So set y to item 2. set extra movement to, let's use the same padding. Can change the variable to XY, no padding, and no, that won't work because it's 240. Yeah, we need a separate one for Y padding, because that should be 180. And yeah, let's rename the variable to X, no padding, and let's add another one for Y, no padding, and you can just call this padding. There we go. And there we go. We have Y, no padding. And extra movement, Y, no padding, and that should be it. We don't need this one. All right, so we've mirrored this function. All right, so let's put that down here, and it's working for those hitting the edge. It's not those hitting the ceiling and well, those hitting. No one's getting stuck up here. So it is only having a problem when it's too negative, right? So it seems if the Y, yeah, there we go. Y and Y, no padding. Well, it works, but it doesn't work at the top because there we go. No, that one. There we go. So this is essentially a donut. So it goes around the top, it comes in at the bottom. All right, let's. Yeah, I think that's quite good, and we're doing 1,000 of them. So the final thing we're going to implement today, I think, would be some sort of time management system for us to record performance. And I think there's something current second. All right, let's try that one. Okay, let's just call it second so we can get it displayed, and set second to current second. All right. All right. And is this... So if... Hang on, yeah. So if we increase this, the updating should be slower, but the amount of seconds when shown should be correct, I believe. Yeah. So it doesn't even skip a second. Alright, let's try 20,000. Yeah. 20,000, and it still manages to keep 1 frame per second. I thought the maximum of lists were 50,000, but it seems it's much more. Let's try doubling it. Yeah, there we go. Oh no. Alright, still 1 frame per second with a humongous list. I guess my computer can handle it. Right. But we need to count the number of frames per second, and well, not frames, but the amount of updates we have. So let's update count. Let's keep to snake case update count, and let's just set update count to 0, and well, the problem is that the second counters, we need the minute counter as well, because if it starts at like 49, we'll get a negative result, right? So we can fix that easily. I guess, but let's just get this update counter to work first. So we change the update count by 1. There you go. So with that's our frames. Yeah, it's about 1 per second. And then did we show the seconds somewhere? There we set seconds. Oh, we've hidden that one. No, it's so there we go. Oh my god, it's slow. Let's just keep it to 1,000 for now. Yeah. All right, so the update count is much higher, of course. So we need an average, but if the seconds, however many seconds we have, if it starts at 59, we need to subtract we can just do a timestamp by calculating the amount of seconds. Yeah, so it would only crash at midnight. So set second, let's do seconds, and we set seconds to seconds times nothing, of course, but we do minutes minutes times 60 and hour times 24. What are these? Yeah. And I don't know if this is, let's just see if, oh, that won't work. Let's just see if it's, yeah, all right, so it's doing the 24-hour. No, so this is just 60, of course. What am I thinking? There we go. And all right, so this is how many. That's not correct at all. That's 3,600, as 1 hour is 3,600 seconds. There we go. Now we have an amount of seconds, and we can do the difference and calculate the average. Yeah, so let's say start time, and we'll do end time, and we'll do average. There we go. All right, so set average to 0 when we start. The same with these. We don't have to, because we're setting them over here. All right, so we can do over here. We set the start time to this. Start time to this, and we do the end time there, and we subtract and do the average. Set average to it's not an average, it's updates per second, to be honest. It's the average updates per second. So all right, so the average would be let's first calculate the number of seconds spent. So that's end time, and we subtract the start time. We find out how many seconds has passed, and then let's say there's been 5 seconds, so we need to, and there's been 10 frames, so there should be 2 frames a second. So that's 10 divided by 5, so that's seconds divided by, no, that's updates divided by the number of seconds. And there we go. So let's change this to 200, so we don't have to wait as much. And this, right, let's just hide all of them except the average. Right, let's see. Right, So ideally it should be 30 and it's 28.57. The reason it should be 30 is because that's the frame rate of Scratch. Alright, so let's see if we can actually get that by reducing it to 100, or if you know, just using the canvas is enough for it to never reach 30. Well, it's gone beyond 30. But I guess it might be a rounding thing. Let's do 500 to be more certain of the result. It took a while actually. 31.25. All right, so 30-ish, and that's with 100. So let's try it. 10,000, and let's do let's just do 100. All right, so if the average frame per second is, yeah, so 8. If it was 1, we'd have to wait for 100 seconds. All right, so 8 is not good. But let's try with the turbo mode. It shouldn't change anything, as it's already rendering at max. If it hits 8, yeah. So I'm just curious if this has any effect at all. So if it's less than 8 now, we know that that had an effect. Alright, so we have more frames. Is it worth it? Yes, I think so. That's more than a 10% improvement, and the only difference is that we get our frames 1 second later, and perhaps some calculations when it comes to which cell is where later on when they interact. It might be a bit off, like one cell might be chasing another cell, and it should have been able to, well, no, they have their X and Y values, and we're not going to be based, so it's only to keep the, so we're watching everything 1 frame delayed, and it goes quicker, so why not? I'm also interested in, and this is awful, but let's say we're not setting X and then doing all of this. Let's just say we're moving this down here and this down here, and we're not even setting these, right? Let's just hang on to those. We're doing it directly, right? Yeah, and we're having the issue we had before, yeah. That's because it thinks they're strings, so we need to put them in a variable first. Right, I think this is good. Let's just, before we call it a day, let's do 50 repeats, and let's see if 100,000 cells slows it down. Well, there are some updates, and I think there's more than 1 per second actually, but they're periodic. It's like they're, yeah, maybe 50 was too much. Right, so 1.8 frames per second. Or is it? Yeah, I thought it seemed slower, but that's good. A bit more than the 300 clones we could have done with Scratch. So, right, that's it for now. Bye.